All right, welcome to our podcast series, the InsidePod.
Yay!
All right, my name is Folashayo Ogundipe, and I have with me my co-host, Jessica, Aisha, and Salihan. And we have our guest here today, Amibu teacher, Amin.
Yeah.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, we're thrilled to have Amin, our special guest, on today's podcast. Amin is a distinguished lecturer in computer and data science at Keele University, with expertise in data science and artificial intelligence and their practical application. He is the creator of so I was going to ask him to pronounce that. Reloretta, the world's leading brain source localization technique, which employs a novel AI-based algorithm. Amin possesses advanced skills in programming languages such as Python, SQL, C++, MATLAB, and has a deep understanding of linear algebra, statistics, signal processing, and probability theory.
that's what you call a guru, right?
Yes! Before joining Keele University, Amin served as a data science specialist at Azad University. In recognition of his outstanding contribution to the field of computational neuroscience, he was awarded 2 prestigious scholarships by MC Masters University and Staffordshire University in 2021 to pursue a PhD studies in the areas of computational neuroscience and digital design and technologies, respectively. We're excited to hear from Amin about his expertise in the field of data science and AI. Welcome, Amin.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me here. And I'm glad to be here again.
We are all thrilled with your background, with how much you've achieved, and
it was a comprehensive and somehow, I liked it.
So let's talk about this program. This particular program, this is our podcast series, InsidePod. It's something we're doing to help people, to assist people, to give them a sense of belonging, especially for people that don't really know much about data science and artificial intelligence. To create that awareness, understanding of what AI and data science entails. So I'll be glad you help us do justice to this subject today. Thank you so much. Yeah. So to start with, can you give us an overview of what data science is all about?
What data science is in general.
Exactly.
Data science essentially encompasses any science that draw information from data.
All right.
So whenever we have data, and usually data are related to unknown phenomenon, we would like to draw some information to make this unknown phenomenon known.
Oh, great.
So
that's cool.
This is the ultimate goal of any data science techniques.
So that would want me to ask that why is data science becoming an increasing popular field recently?
Let's start from a philosophical point of view. You know that we human beings have always been afraid of the unknown.
Oh, great.
And throughout history, we have tried our best, and we resorted to everything, nearly even superstitions, to turn this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And to turn this unknown to known.
All right.
So do we with data science, essentially, as I told you, data science encompasses any science that draw information from data.
Oh, great.
So you can use and this information could be, for example, a pattern that already exists in the data, or it could be a prediction about future.
Oh, great.
So that's where the data science starts, and that's why it's so popular. Nearly all data science projects revolve around, or all consultancy problems revolve around an unknown phenomenon. And usually people come to you when they are dealing with some observed unknown, or we call it known unknown.
All right.
And they wanted to apply data science to this kind of problem to turn it to a known problem.
Yeah. There is this theory that every company needs a data scientist. How true is that?
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, every company needs a data scientist. How true is that?
Yeah. Every company needs it because we have lots of unknown problems,
Okay.
and they would like to know about. Usually, companies are interested to know about the future. So, future is the biggest unknown in our lives. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and the only path that we have to the future is present data. And so companies are interested in analyzing data to give some insight about the future. And that's why every company nearly need at least a data scientist or a data science team.
Yeah,
So
thank
when
you.
you say insight into the future, you mean the progression of how the business will go in the
Yeah,
future?
the projection. Yeah,
Projection.
and the only tool that currently at the moment is in your hand is the data you receive from different phenomena, and the tool you can use is the data science to apply to this data to get some insight to the future.
So,
So this is really interesting, and but where do you start? So like today's topic is about how do you start your data science journey. So
Alright.
what skills do you need to build, and what step do you think you should take to start this journey as an aspiring data science or someone coming from a different field? So what skills do you think I should build on, or some of us here we're coming from the non-science STEM background.
Yeah.
So, and I want to transition into data science, or so if you could.
Yeah, essentially, if you want to become a distinguished data science, you need, to some extent, a mathematical background. But fortunately, with data, with new technologies, you can start to learn data science with nearly zero background.
Okay.
zero
So-
background in mathematics?
Yeah, definitely. Because currently data science has been converted into tuning some hyperparameters and knowing the basics about models parameters. So you can do it with the zero background.
But
And even you
I'm not
could
so
find a
sure
job.
that is applicable
it's-
right now.
And in this, for example, in the previous semester, we had the students that they had zero background in, I believe, zero background in mathematics. They came from non-STEM field.
I tend to, contradict that.
Yeah,
Because
good. It's good.
yeah, but my feeling is
I can give
because
you an
quite a
example.
number of things that we do. We've been a student centered around mathematics. Problem solving skills entails a good number of knowledge in
And a bit of
mathematics.
statistics as well,
Yeah,
right?
statistics.
Yeah.
And you see, for the first semester where we were in school, we realized that we did quite a number of things in mathematics.
Yeah.
Almost about 20 topics within 6 weeks.
So,
So
yeah.
I'm trying to see how a non-mathematical person.
So there is a limit for someone that if they don't have a good background in mathematics, there is a limit they can achieve. So
Yeah.
as someone who knows mathematics, you are always one step ahead of your
Class.
the other peers.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that in the end you don't need the mathematics at all. But the best advice could be to start to learn data science and then gain experience and improve your mathematical
Skill.
background along the way.
Along the way.
But I'm pretty sure you can start learning data science with nearly zero background.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so too. So, I mean, what resources would you recommend for beginners that wants to go into data science? What resources would you recommend?
Yeah, one of the biggest mistakes you can ever make is just limiting yourself to a specific resource. It's good when you start to learn data science. It's a must. You have to at least read one book on machine learning, one good book on statistics, and one good book on the applications of data science to different problems. But it doesn't mean that you have to limit yourself to this, because data science is a highly competitive and it's growing fast, and the topics that we are discussing now are not comparable with 1 year ago even. So, after you started your journey by reading these sources, then just try your best and give resources from everywhere. And
what do you think about boot camps and online courses like because there are some, me for an example, I prefer video classes to reading books. I'm not very good with understanding reading books. So what do you think about boot camps and video courses and all sorts of
they could be good in my opinion,
Okay.
especially if they give you some hand-on experiences, so you can see how they are applying data science projects. So I never say that that kind of teaching is bad or good. It depends on people's interest and the amount of information you can get from those courses. Even a course that they have no video, even just some text, it could be good if they give you enough information.
And some online project as well that you can practice on.
Yes. So there was this blog that I read, and then the writer talked about doing more projects than actually focusing on learning a particular, maybe you're planning to learn a library, you should just like learn the basics and do a whole lot of projects on it. That helps you learn better than just reading and watching videos and not actually. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Data science is a vast area, so there is no end to the amount of information you can get for different topics. Yeah, I believe the best way to learn data science is working on either research or business projects.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can never memorize and you can never remember everything about data science. And for each project, you have to go to find the relevant information, apply them to that project. And after a course of time, and as you gain more experience, you feel more comfortable with different data science projects, and you can confidently deal with any data science project.
Absolutely. So that brings me to the next question, which is how someone can build a portfolio of projects to highlight their skills and knowledge, which you just talked about now, the project. So how can one, I'm just starting, I'm learning the skills, I'm trying to be proficient in mathematics and a bit of statistics, but I also want to start having my portfolio. So how can I build a portfolio of projects to highlight my skills?
Yeah, there is no way other than working on either research, as I told you, or business projects to gain more experience and build up your portfolio.
Okay.
Yeah, because in your portfolio you need to say that I did this project, that project. But as a junior data scientist, you might not find a way to do that because, it's just the start of your journey. So I believe online projects or data sets or even competitions like Kaggle could help you.
So talking about Kaggle, I was going to ask what are the online sources that one can learn from? I know of Kaggle, and I think myself and Aisha, we get to meet on some work together on DataCamp.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
DataCamp.
so I know a number of this, but for our listeners, I want you to help us to highlight a number of these resources we can really learn from.
Yeah, if I give you any specific resources, I'm not going to. If I do that, I will not be realistic. But there are some good resources, especially you can trust Google always. And if you Google it, the best result will come up at the top.
That's great.
And but specifically, you can find some online data sets to work on it. And there are some good websites that put online data sets, and they're reliable.
All right.
And if you just Google it, you can find many websites that put it. So this is the one way you can work on data sets and improve your skills. And about the competition, personally, I'm interested in Kaggle. And you can go to Kaggle and just participate in one competition. And the other resources, the data science, because many people are working currently in the field of data science, and you might find some information somewhere that the other data scientists might have not noticed. So, if you limit yourself, that information can make difference, can distinguish you from the other data scientists.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, it would be better to just keep up with any new information that are being available on the internet, and you can get it from everywhere you can.
Yeah, and talking about portfolio, what do you think about because not a lot of people know how to use GitHub. So, and then I saw a post about creating a website for your project. So what do you think for a beginner to showcase your project, that this is what I've done? Do you think GitHub is a very good resource to use for that?
GitHub could be, but according to my studies, if you want it for example, being recruited, being hired somewhere, it seems that people that hire, hiring managers, don't pay attention to your works on GitHub.
Okay.
And the first and foremost, what they notice is your real experience in a job setting, in a real job setting. But if you have some experience in projects that are related to the job that currently exists in the market, and you can go and find some information about what they are doing exactly in their jobs, in different jobs. And if you search for data science jobs, many results will come up. And either you can ask someone who's currently working in data science. I can tell you, for example, the hypothesis testing that we discussed in the previous semester is one of the most important topics. For example, for A/B testing, it could come in handy.
Okay.
And these topics, for example, A/B testing or the number of viewer of website, or these kind of application for data science are so popular. So you can ask people who are working as data scientists to see what they are working with and what are their daily duties. And so you can, then you will get some idea what to learn and what kind of project to do.
Okay, so
But about the project, you have no choices other than going to the online datasets, and GitHub also could be good. I don't say that.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And if you having a good GitHub profile could highlight your abilities, but it would not suffice.
Okay, so for someone that is just going into the data science field, and I've done some project that I used for practicing what I've learned, how can I show the recruiter that this is what I've done in the past?
You should have they say that you should have at least 3 complete projects.
Okay.
When we talk about the project, you should have a statement for your problem, the problem you worked on it. For example, in this project, we had this data and we were going to predict these measures, these values. Okay, this is the definition of your project.
Okay.
And you should show that using that data you could achieve those goals. And if it's a competition, for example, and because when we say it's a competition, it showed that if you could attain the rank of, for example, 10 or 20 among 1,000 participants, it showed that your abilities are somehow distinguished among other participants. Okay. So, but it doesn't mean that you need to be a superhero in competition or something. Having projects that you started and you had some ends, and you had some results, it could be enough for you. Okay. And I know people that went even to Google after 6 months of starting their journey in data science, and they had only 3 projects, and these projects were as simple as working with the data set, and making some predictions, for example, clustering or classification. And the topic that your projects could be related to classification, clustering, natural language processing, NLP, and a recommendation system, recommender. And these topics are the most favorite.
That sounds very complicated for someone just coming into the field.
So
Yeah.
I was going to ask that if you're not going to, showcase your project on GitHub,
Okay.
what you just mentioned, the three most important or three, should I say basic projects where do you showcase these projects? Do you mean on a CV?
You should definitely put them on GitHub if you have a GitHub
Okay,
account.
on
So
GitHub.
maybe I should put it better. I don't say GitHub is useless. It's useful, and you can showcase your abilities there. And but unfortunately, when you go for an interview, they want you, for example, even if you have GitHub, they tell you that please show me 3 projects that you have worked with, okay, and explain and bring, for example, ask you to bring your project and explain what you did. They pay more attention to how you can explain about your project and how your experience were than just some numbers on GitHub.
On
You know,
GitHub.
72 projects and 72
Contribution.
contribution. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Thank you. I mean, you've been doing a lot of justice to these our questions. So, I was going to share a story of mine.
Okay.
For me, coming to data science was quite vague. I never had any experience relating to data science from a biomedical science. So, the idea of doing mathematics, and I think I get to hear of Python, some few years, not even, I think less than a year or thereabout before I became a student. So my question is, what would you say to our listeners who don't really have any idea about data science, with respect to the skill set? And when I mean a skill set, I mean, for me right now, I can talk about SQL, I can talk about Python, and for some people, Java, and for data visualization tools that would be needful for them to know prior to probably engaging or obtaining a master's degree in data science or private or learning on their own, things that they should really go online to learn about.
Yeah. So you mentioned the complete and whole package of data science. When you're learning data science, you want either to go to the industry, work in industry, or you want to continue your journey as an academic person.
All right.
You want to stay in research environment. If you want to go and find a job in industry, the skill set that you need, the minimum requirement is a good programming language, and especially for data science, I recommend Python. And having a good understanding of data science algorithms, especially those projects that I told you,
all right,
clustering, classification, natural language processing, and recommendation systems.
Okay.
So having a good knowledge about machine learning.
All right.
And the SQL could be a key requirement. That differentiate between you and the other participants.
Oh, great.
So Python, SQL, and having a good understanding of machine learning algorithms. It could, and of course, because as a data scientist, sometimes you are expected to do some data analytics job as well. So usually you need a data visualization tool.
I think we have a burst of question in that line, because we're going to ask what is the difference between data science, data analyst, business analyst, and a whole lot of other disciplines in that field.
Yeah, the data analysts usually draw information, using visualization. They look at the graphs and how the information data are changing. They don't essentially do they don't implement a data science technique to get some information.
All right.
It's not the main job of a data analyst. This is done by data scientists. They do the analysis, and then they get some information. If I want to systematically differentiate between data analysts and data scientists work on data to draw information. Okay. So they need some data science techniques to apply to data. And this information will be passed to data analyst, and they analyze this information actually.
Okay.
And they draw some final conclusion from this information. So data scientists work on data analysts work on information. For example, a graph you can see is an information about a phenomenon. And they don't essentially do any data science project, or they don't implement any data science technique.
Mm-hmm.
So a data analyst could have zero knowledge about Python. Yeah, because but a visualization is a key requirement for a data analyst, but is not a key requirement for a data scientist.
But to be good at one as a
it would
data
be better
scientist,
to know
that as
but
well.
it's not a key requirement for.
Okay.
There are also other roles such as data engineer, machine learning engineer. There are like a whole lot of roles under the data science umbrella. So if one wants to be a data engineer, what kind of, skill set do you need to focus on?
Sorry, to add to that, would it be possible to say that as a data scientist, you can do any of all these things? Be a data engineer or data analyst or machine learning specialist?
Yeah, essentially as a data scientist, people expect you to know all of have all of these skill sets.
Wow, that's much.
Data scientist is at the top of the hierarchy. So everything that lies below this top,
it's like an umbrella that covers
everything.
But data analysts are usually in a lower hierarchy in terms of their experience and knowledge.
That's like the easiest role to break into.
Yeah, I know that data analysts that are making good money in the job and they have zero knowledge about even machine learning. Yeah, as I told you, because they don't implement any data science technique, they get information. They get this information from a data scientist, so they don't need to. They usually know at the data visualization. They know how to work with the data visualization tool, for example, Tableau or Power BI, and how to understand the graphs or something.
Thank you, Amin. That was very insightful.
Yeah.
So there are common myths about data science and fiction. How can one separate between facts and fiction of data science?
So when we talk about science, so we mean there is no myth, and science essentially came to unveil any myth. And about difference between fact and fictions, I can say that fact is always restricted by laws of nature and some limitations. So because of this, there is a beginning to an end to any fact. But fiction is imaginative and is not bounded by laws of nature. So there could be no beginning and end to a fiction.
So it's continuous, evolves. Does it evolve, or it's just continuous and open-ended? Yes, the fiction.
When something has no beginning and no end, so it can grow forever.
Forever.
Yeah,
I see.
So there's this saying that if you want to go far, you go alone, but if you want to go faster, you go with like I think
with others.
Yes. So how can someone network and make connections in the data science community? Because I remember when I started this journey, it used to be very lonely. Like I'm always confused. But when I started talking to my peers, my classmates, I noticed that we had like similar challenges and we're able to find a way around it to help ourselves. So is there like a data science community? How can someone starting this career
leverage on partnership?
So you need to be active definitely in the data science communities, but the best way could be to collaborate with other data scientists, especially those that you think they are higher rank data scientists. Okay. And one way could be offer them a project so you can collaborate with them on a based on some mutual benefits. But you can benefit from the project and they have also some benefits in the project. Okay. And the best way in my opinion could be to collaborate with other data scientists, especially higher rank data scientists.
So there are no known communities that one can plug into. You probably have to just search within your circle, or maybe in school, for instance. Those who have
If I want to mention a specific community, no, there is no specific. We have, for example, the Stack Exchange that people come there and raise some questions. Some people come and ask, or you need to find the data scientists on different social media and different communities. For example, LinkedIn or something.
Okay.
Or Twitter.
Stack Overflow has really helped me. Yeah.
I think people take advantage of Stack Overflow.
It has
a whole
really
lot.
helped me, yeah.
And all thanks to the recent technology, ChatGPT. So you can really do a whole lot of wonders via that platform. Thanks so much. I mean, you've been more than enough
doing
today.
justice to these topics.
So
No worries.
to wrap it, we'll be looking at some latest developments in data science and technology. Could you just help us do justice to that?
Later development.
The latest development, just like I mentioned, that ChatGPT, something interesting our listener will want to, explore and,
Of course, we have different fields and everyone has their own specific interest. But what interests me is to improve the current data, because currently the data science techniques are bounded and limited by the data they are using.
Okay.
And gaining data is not gathering data is not an easy practice. You need to have some experiments and gather. Sometimes it's not even possible to get data. And personally, I'm interested in the projects and research projects that are trying to remove the need of data science techniques to a comprehensive data set. And it's like more the data science project techniques become needless of any data, more they become intelligent. It's like a kid that with only one book they can solve the most sophisticated mathematical questions.
All right.
So this is the topic that I'm currently interested. But I can't say anything about the other fields because this was something that I have always researched.
Thank you.
But in the end, guys, I know that you are somehow worried about the future, and it's normal. And as a data scientist in your career, fortunately, data science is the field that there are too many job opportunities, and not only job opportunities, other opportunities also, research or something.
I think that is subject for another day. I think that is subject for another day. The opportunities, they are there in data science. I thought it could be scary, having to apply to a lot of
requirements
jobs.
there.
The biggest challenges, like Aisha was going to.
I was about to ask about the biggest challenges someone starting a career in data science and expect, and what advice would you give to someone that is just starting out in the field?
Because the persistency and consistency are two things that I always mention. Sometimes you see a job advertisement and you see that there are 200 applicants.
Yes, exactly. In fact, that just scares you, and you don't want to go further in applying. You're like, you're going to compete against
but
this.
There is a hidden fact here. If you have 200 job opportunities, I guess I explained this before to you. If you have 200 job opportunities and 200 people that are seeking a job, and these 200 people will apply to all of these jobs. So when you look at the advertisement for any job, you see 200 applicants. But the hidden fact is that there are 200 job opportunities as well. And in the end, each of these applicants will go to one of these job vacancies. And that's why data science is popular, and people that learn data science can find job easier than the other people. So because the number, to that extent that we have more applicants, proportionately, we have more data science vacancies. So you shouldn't be daunted, and as I told you, persistency and consistency, and make progress every day, however small, and you don't to do anything else.
That's a very good advice. So is that because this is like our last question for today's podcast, and that would be like the advice you want to give someone starting out in the data science journey. So I've learned I need to be persistent, I need to be consistent, I need to network.
Do not give up. Yeah.
Yes, and I shouldn't feel downted when I see the number of applications
Exactly,
because we're all applying to the same place, and
Exactly.
I get that. So I feel better coming from knowing that I have people that are already doing this thing, and I can always go to Stack Overflow to ask questions. I can check LinkedIn to see people that are already maybe my senior colleagues that I can reach out to. I'm just trying to reiterate some of the things that you said.
And we also know that you're approachable, so we
Yes.
can also come to you.
So that thank you very much.
Thank you so
No
much.
worries. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for inviting me to this.
Shai, do you have any other thing you want to say?
That's all. Thanks so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to today's episode, How to Start Your Data Science Journey. This podcast is bettered by the AI and Data Science Ambassador Scheme, which is a module at Keele University, and it is supervised by Professor Ed Quincy. We hope you found it insightful and inspired to start your data science journey.
As promised, one of our objectives of this series is to provide you with the necessary resources needed to begin your data science journey, all of which can be found on our social media platforms on IG, LinkedIn, Medium, by the name The InsidePod.
Guys, join us again next week as we talk about the cons and pros of data science, the opportunities present in AI and data science. We're going to give you all the juicy offer, the struggles, the burnout, the pain. So, yeah, we'll see you again.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you for this.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.